Okay.
Exciting stuff. Nick Hall back, friend of the stream, and some exciting caps locks here and the deck descriptors, which is nice.
Zoo COCO.
So Nick Hall, one of the 3-1s that's having to play it out.
Yeah.
Come up paired against the 2-2. So looks like Nick trying to lock out top 8. Matthew Thomson, Mr. Dream Crush. I believe it is Thomson, yeah. Thomson.
Well, does Thomson have any chance of making top 8 if he wins?
I think a lot of the 3-1s have been able to ID, so 3-on-1's making it in. So I think 3-2 is unlikely to. I think Nick's playing for the win. Nick will probably go top of the Swiss though, which is exciting stuff.
Yeah, if he does win this, he'll probably get the #1 seed,
he might well do
which, being on the play, especially in a format like Modern,
very
is
powerful.
very important.
So we've drawn our 7s. Let's see who's going first.
Are they both keeping 7s?
Looks like it.
And Nick leading off with his all-important mana dork.
I think Mana Dork's going to be important 1-drops in this.
Both of them playing their respective mana creatures.
Hitting 4 mana is going to be crucial.
And a Noble Hierarch.
Noble Hierarch, more combat orientated.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, come from the Melira deck rather than the COCO deck.
It doesn't, unlike Birds, it doesn't produce all the colours that you need. So it's an attack for 1 with the Noble Hierarch due to the Exalted trigger. And followed up with a Viscera Seer.
Viscera Seer, we've got a 1/3 of the combo here.
One thing I've seen Nick doing quite a lot when he's been playing is he's quite happy to sacrifice his Viscera Seers to themselves. Like, a lot of people like keeping the Viscera Seer around, whereas he seems quite happy just to sack for the Scry.
I've got to say the Pyroclasm into Scry value seemed really strong. Wow. Big push from Matthew Thomson
yeah, we've
here.
got. Although while in the castle there's no mountain, so it's just a 2/2 at the moment. We've got the Collected Company.
Turn 3 COCO.
Turn 3 Company.
Let's just main phase this.
Ooh.
Whoa. Well.
Only a Liana Heretical Healer.
And unfortunately, we're putting a COCO on the bottom.
Yeah, not really what he wants to be seeing.
No, actually.
Liliana,
It is a 2/3 life
bad.
flicker. Hey, it blocks that wild on the kettle for now, assuming there's no mountain. It blocks the wild on the kettle. It's a
And then
2/3.
if they do produce a mountain, he can just sacrifice something to it. So I think the Liliana will be doing some work. The Tarmogoyf, is it at the moment just is it an 0-1? I believe
there's an instant in the graveyard.
there's an instant in the graveyard. Oh yeah,
And possibly a
Company,
land.
that's it.
Although I don't remember anyone fetching, so
No,
maybe not.
I think does Matthew Thomson not have any red mana?
Red mana. No access to, well, I mean, he has a Bird's Paradise.
He has the Birds of Paradise,
So-
but no mountain to.
No.
So play a Kasali Pride Mage
Exciting stuff. This is a big hit with
and
the...
3 attack with a 3/3
Now then, I
Wildcat
think this looks like we're going to...
block and then sack the Viscera Seer to
Is
itself
that sacking the Viscera to itself?
to flip the Liliana.
I believe that
That
Nick should
stops all
resolve his
damage.
Scry. But we'll see how that goes.
I think you can choose to.
I guess it's just assumed that we keep it on top. He might well Scry in the moment.
I think he does get the Scry.
Oh
if
no,
it is.
he pays the cost and the trigger goes on the stack. Trigger resolves, then the Scry resolves. Nick's good at this, and he knows what he's doing. So, not the kind of attack that...
The lightning bolt
Want to
on the
see.
Liliana.
So, Nick traded 2 for 1 here, ended up with Zombie. I feel okay about that.
Yeah, I think Nick that did go in Nick's favour.
Super fogged. So his Collected Company basically just super fogged. Probably not the company he wanted, but maybe a company
No,
he
I mean,
deserved.
looking at his hand, it isn't that desirable. Just one Viscera Seer and a couple of lands. Oh no, an
That's an
Eternal
Ewit,
Witness.
wow.
There's an Eternal
That's a
Witness,
big
which
game,
I'm
that's a big
guessing
game.
is going to be getting back that Collected
Probably
Company.
immediately, yeah. Slurp it up.
Yeah. So he
Nick
should
very
be able to
quietly
company
revealing that
again next turn. This is going to push him quite far ahead in the cards.
But look at this board state now. This time ago, not very big now.
No, it's.
We've got instant creature.
We've got it has an instant in,
the
instant
lightning
lightning
bolt
bolt on the creature. So yeah, it's just a 2/3, and it's going to be blocked by that zombie token.
Okay.
So yeah, this Liliana did just work as a massive fog for a couple of turns.
Yeah, super fog.
And do you think we'll see the Thomson? Yeah, Thomson's going to sacrifice the Windswept Teeth before damage to pump up the white on the castle to a 3/3.
There's an interesting attack here. I think it plays around being chumped by the zombie token. But if you're doing that, why aren't you attacking with the Pride Mage as well? Unless you really value the Pride Mage and don't want to trade it for a zombie token. But at that point, why do you value the Pride Mage here? Do you think that Nick's going to play some powerful enchantments? Because I don't.
Well, he does play I'm guessing he's doing Spell Sky, but maybe just you'd rather have more bodies on the board. Maybe you'd rather have more creatures than your opponent. And if you're allowing your opponent to trade his zombie off the Liliana for a Kasali Pride Mage, it puts you 1 down in cards.
Yeah, but it puts you way up in damage, and I think that the point, maybe the Naya deck wants just to get
Yeah,
to...
the Naya deck, it
So
is
do you
more
think-
focused on the damage, because the only way that the Naya deck can kill him is just by assembling 20 points of damage.
Yep. We'll see how this goes for Nick. Obviously, 20 points of damage, a lot harder to...
And instantly just casts the Collected Company.
in his main phase again. I don't think we've seen a collector company cast outside of the main phase so far
No.
today. Wow.
Anafenza and
Double
a
Anafenza,
Noble Hierarch.
unfortunately. Oh, it's a double kitchen Finks. Wow.
Wow, that puts
That's
him.
really, really powerful.
Yeah.
So sometimes your 4 mana spells just gain you 4 life, give you what is essentially 4 creatures.
Yeah, I mean 6 power, 4 life across 2 bodies,
Wow,
and
and
follow up
he's
with
got
a
the
cord.
Wow.
Doesn't this just go for a Melira and wins the game?
Yeah, well, I mean, make infinite life seems powerful. Nick knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Melira and Anafenza, both of which.
I suppose Anafenza's slightly more difficult to disrupt with access to red mana, is it? It's not, is it? Oh, I guess this way he gets plus on counters on his 2 Finks rather than...
Yeah. With them, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so game 1 goes to Nick
The
Hall.
combo. Maybe that lightning bolt was a bit early. He tried to kill Liliana really, really quickly.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much Liliana matters against the...
Well, I mean, there's lots of
Naya
graveyard
deck.
value there. Like, just like -3ing your Liliana to get back Eternal Witness, to get back your Liliana is really, really, really
Yeah.
good. And like, I can see that Nick's recursion engine is really, really powerful against the Naya just burn your face plan.
Okay, so
Interestingly, we see a Pyroclasm in the board of the Naya COCO. Naya COCO going a little bit bigger than Melira COCO, so
Yeah.
playing that Pyroclasm in the board, bit of a Wrath, 2 damage Wrath. Traditionally, you would assume like decks like Nick's just couldn't play that Pyroclasm, but
I think, well, if you look at the Naya list, how many of the creatures generally, the big hitters, not really any of them
Yeah.
are going to die.
so it's really, really interesting to see that Pyroclasm probably comes in. I think.
Yeah,
It has to come
I
in.
can assume the Wild and the Castle and Tarmogoyf are going to be out of Pyroclasm range, and then the Locks
hope
and,
so.
and Scavenging Ooze can be put out of Pyroclasm range quite easily, and then it rarely hits Knight of the Reliquary or Loxton Smiter.
As for everything else,
The Mage to the Moons and Kasali Prime Mages and the Mana Dorks are going to hit, but
I think the Prime Mages come out. I don't think there's many cards you want in Nick's deck to hit. They're a big beater. That's very reasonable. They hit for 3, but I think that we're boarding in cards like Pyroclasm.
Bonfire of the Damned.
Fascinating stuff there.
Voice was a doubt. Engineer Explosive seems fine.
Yeah, Eon's really difficult to beat.
Thalia, the first strike can be quite relevant actually.
Yeah, I just don't think that you want it in the.
The first strike, its other ability, the tax ability, doesn't seem too relevant, but the fact the 2 on first strike can be quite good against a lot of
The Melira creatures.
very few of Nick's creatures have toughness greater than 2. So
Very true, very true. It trades really nice with Kitchen Finks, or rather doesn't trade really nicely for the Kitchen Finks owner.
what about the sideboard Blood Moons? Do you think?
Yeah, so obviously Nick managed to fetch 2 basics and had a mana dork. He didn't have access to black. He needed double black for Liliana. So that's something to think about. 3 Blood Moon there. He had an overgrown 2 in play.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the Blood Moons personally.
Fair enough.
I don't think.
I think if the Blood Moons aren't in for this matchup, what matchup are they in for?
I'd say they're more in for the just to snipe the big mana decks like Tron and Eldrazi.
Do you think?
I think they're here just to like mess up the fair deck. I think they are more targeted at the decks which use a lot of mana.
I can see where you're coming from there. I think that the main deck, Mages of the Moons, beg to differ. I think that you wouldn't main deck them if you didn't feel like they were powerful against the large majority of the field. And
well, game
particularly
1,
a bit misey.
people are a lot less likely to fetch their basics.
Yep.
Anyway, if we look at Nick Hall's sideboard, what do we like here?
Well, Spike Feet. So Nick might assume that we're seeing graveyard hate out of Matthew Thomson, but we don't. There's none in his sideboard.
Other than the Scavenging Ooze in the main.
Yeah. So I think Nick might be worried about Rest in Peace. I don't know how he feels about that card. Obviously, it's very good against Melira combo. Not very good against Spike Feeder Archangel Fiend combo, which is Nick's sideboard win con.
As we saw there, I think Nick was quite looking for the combo.
Yeah.
Which maybe the Archangel Fiend and Spike Feeder adding the second combo will actually be beneficial. How about these Lingering Souls? They seem pretty good against.
It looks like Matthew Thompson has taken a mulligan. We'll just keep talking about sideboard options.
Yeah, Matthew's taking a mulligan.
While he's drawing his 6.
But I very much do like the Lingering Souls versus the Naya deck.
Yeah, just blocks until you can find the combo.
They block for quite a long time, and also, as we see...
Wow, he's got the Spike Feeder in there.
Has brought the Spike Fiender in.
Yeah,
and also, the Lingering Souls, they're flyers, which Nick's deck runs 1 flyer in a Bird of Paradise. So I think...
Paradise casting Wolf Run combo.
Yeah,
it's not that powerful.
It can be done.
So whilst you're fed up on drawing 6, what do you think the Naya deck's Dream 6 is? Do you think he just wants to hit. Turn 3 COCO, maybe even
turn 2
3
lands, a Noble Hierarch, Knight of the Reliquary,
Maybe some
and
removal
Lightning Bolt.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the Naya COCO list just doesn't seem to be particularly prevalent. Wow, Blood Moon, there it is.
Yeah, he has brought the Blood Moons in.
And a Mage's the Moon. And a base, 2 basic. I don't think you can complain with this opener.
I think this does look...
If Nick can't beat a turn 3 Blood Moon, he's maybe going to lose. That's what's going to happen.
Do we see...
Scrying to the bottom?
I don't see any basics in Nick's hand, so he could... If he doesn't fetch expecting these Blood Moon effects, then he could just...
I think we can even get basic island. See what he gets here.
Oh,
he said 17. He said 17.
17.
So this looks like Nick's going to be fetching up a Shockland. This might pave the way for Matthew to just squash him with a good Blood Moon. Good old-fashioned Blood Mooning.
Yeah.
This Birds of Paradise, though.
How come didn't Nick Hall win game 1? Did Matthew Thomson... Oh, no.
He was on the play.
He's
on the play. Messer and passed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. So he's not going for it. Maybe he's trying to bait Nick into assuming the Blood Moon.
He does need... He had a Forest and a Plains in hand.
I thought it was 2... Was it Forest and Plains?
Forest and Plains.
Right.
So I think this could be... If he just plays a Forest now, then his opponent... Nick might not expect the Blood Moon to come... Or the Mage of the Moon to come...
So that's a Sacred Foundry, is it? It really nice that all the expeditions look very similar.
Yeah, that's a Sacred Foundry.
So unfortunately Matthew's drawn all lands, as we've seen. It's a way to lose games, drawing 2 lands. Certainly modern. This format really needs
Horizon Canopy, so I think we probably will see. He does have the second Birds of Paradise.
Yeah, I kind of feel okay about this. I was a bit worried about Nick's hand when you were talking about having the real lack of basics, but
the 2 Birds of Paradise should be.
Yeah, you limit Nick's playing 1 spell a turn, basically.
If he had a bolt for this, Kitchen Finks puts Nick up to 19.
Yeah. Oh no, 18 because he loses a life
from the Horizon Canopy.
So that's another fetch land here. So I'm really not comfortable with Matthew's all-in Blood Moon approach for this game.
Sure.
I guess when you get Delta 6, that's what you have to go with. But seeing Nick's hand, it doesn't feel that like what you want to be doing.
I think playing the Mage of the Moon is better than playing the Blood Moon next turn because you want to get some sort of clock. As we see, Nick has drawn the Archangel Thune, so he does have
the combo.
The combo.
Currently can't cast the combo for Blood Moon.
No, he needs the second Bird of Paradise to be able to cast the combo.
Which he has apparently. Does he have?
I do believe he does have second
birds. So yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Does he just go land Blood Moon?
It looks like it. Because I don't think Megaspear is effective because you can just remove the Megaspear. I think you have to go big Blood Moon. In which case, has Nick boarded in his one because Ali Pride Mage or not?
He's going for the Magus.
Going for the Magus. Okay. Nick's okay with it.
I think with a second Bird in Paradise in hand, and how much we do a little basic check, he has
2 forests,
1 plains, 1 swamp.
So he can get there. It's supposed to be on the slow burner.
It slows his mana down, but it isn't lights out. Nick still has a board and the ability to cast the majority of the spells in his hand.
That is
Scavenging Ooze.
Okay. You can start blocking and eating some Kitchen Finks, I feel. Now I feel good about the Mage's Moon because you can obviously block the Finks.
Nick. Wow. Using the 2 red mana.
The red.
Well, the Birds of Paradise was
obviously it didn't matter, but
it saved him a life from the Horizon Canopy, so...
Yeah, it does. Now, unfortunately, you can't jump and eat, so this is getting a little bit unfortunate for Matthew Thomson. Who has
drawn a Lightning Bolt, but in this position, what do you want to bolt?
Yeah. I think you have to block the Kitchen Finks.
Yeah, I mean...
Wow, that Pathleg's off and Nick could just be lights out, I think, like you say.
Lightning Bolt. I don't think... Does Nick mind too much about this? I don't think he's too bothered about his Murderous Red Cap being bolted. Comes back. Deals another damage to Matthew Thomson.
Yeah. It looks like he's still taking the 3 off the... I think that does put him to 12, not 15.
Do you think he follows this up with a Spike Feeder in hopes that if he draws a land next turn, or a land next turn, should just win him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's.
Yeah, this is panned out really well for Nick Hall. Using a massive dice, I like that. I respect a man with a big dice. Yeah, let's see how this goes.
one of
Matthew's deck is lovely and beautiful, but I'm afraid
he doesn't have any white mana as well. It was just 2 forests in his opening hand.
he has access to a Sacred Foundry, but not with the
Mages of the Moon stops that.
Yeah, that's a bit disappointing. So actually, annoyingly,
Attack for 5, 6. This is quite
a beating. Melira doing a really good zoo impression here.
Yeah. Thomson's has got to be the aggressive deck. I mean, he's on the back foot as well as Nick having
he's hardly got any
multiple
spells.
combos.
Yeah,
I think
it's really unfortunate.
that was
Again, we've seen
why I didn't like the Blood Moon too much, because it doesn't do enough. That's why I was thinking the big mana decks is where you want it.
Wow, that's good play from Nick there, moving a counter to the Murder Tread Gap so it stays around.
Play a land and cast an Archangel of Thune.
Yeah, you cast it. Wait, no, you can't do this anymore.
Yeah, he's got the two birds.
You have to remove a counter to gain 2 life, and I'll put the Scavenger Gears to a 0/0.
Fair enough.
So actually, Nick's play was wrong. Wow. No,
he still attacks with lethal.
Yeah.
I mean, you can win with a combo, or you can just kill them with 20 damage. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a very
foil miscut Blood Moon.
Foil miscut Blood Moon. That is. Got to appreciate the look of his deck.
You have. Hopefully we'll find another feature match for you, but as you can see, these two gentlemen finished quite quickly.
Hall.
So Melira combo stomping our event today, ladies and gentlemen. Seems really, really powerful. I like the every time it's been on the feature match so far, it's done really, really well. So
yeah,
maybe it's something to think about in the future. New pillar of the format. I mean, it's always been around, hasn't it? It's always been around.
I think
back in the
both
pod days.
Melira and the Kiki core decks are they have the ability to play these good mid-rangey creature bases. We've seen game 2, as well as the ability to just win the game, which
with the combo
is where a lot of players have been today. We've seen them, both the Melira decks and the Kiki decks. We've got 2 of each.
With two matches going on that could go on coverage, we're in the middle of games.
Okay. We don't have any backup matches right now, but there's 2 which we could potentially put on just once they finish their games.
Yeah, continuing on the point, so Kiki Cord and the Melira COCO decks, just having that little combo to finish them off is really nice.
Yeah, I think a lot of with the blue-red twin deck was the best at doing something like that.
Yeah.
I think you can't. It's hard to that and Birthing Pod last year. We've seen a lot of these decks. That have been banned in the past couple of years have been the decks that can play really solid creature-based or control-based strategies. But with this combo, and it's not either the creatures by themselves or the combo that's too strong for the format, but the combination of being able to assemble 20 damage and also being easily able to assemble a combo is what has made these decks quite as good as they are.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Yeah, so that was the round 5 feature match. We're just sorting out second one. Players are getting seated down in the feature match area, and while they're getting seated, we're just going to talk about the list. So interestingly, we've seen both these players on camera before. We're seeing Mr. Reeves, who was playing Naya Collecting Company with the Curd Ape off the Temple Garden.
Yep.
In the last round.
Which I so kindly pointed out.
And we've got Chris Vincent from round 1.
Yep, so it seems like he's won out from his loss in round 1.
He's done very well.
So you've got Chris Vincent. So what do we like in this matchup? Who do you think?
Well, so we saw Chris lose to a COCO deck earlier. It'll be interesting to see how he fares against this Naya COCO deck.
Yeah,
we'll see
this
the difference between the two. We've seen the difference between the two in the sort of COCO mirror.
This is a much more aggressive list than what we've seen from other.
Now I'm quite excited for Chris's 4 Wall of Omens to do some
4
work
Wall of Omens. 2 sideboard Supreme Verdicts.
He does.
I think he does seem quite well set up to beat this kind of.
It'll be interesting to see you win game 1. It wouldn't surprise me if Zoo occasionally just like stomps someone. It's possible. It seems really reasonable. It's what it's built to do. Plays a lot of burn. I like this one Jamoka's command as well.
Yeah.
In the
Jamoka's command. It's
probably
in this matchup. In this, it can be a removal spell for Kiki, I guess, or Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah.
But
not where you want to be, I don't think, in this matchup.
Yeah, I think it could have some potential, but I doubt it would stay in. In this matchup, I like the Scavenging Oozes. I like the Pia and Kieran Nalar.
In both decks.
Both decks running
And the sideboard.
sideboard here
Hilariously,
in the last.
they're good bringing both decks.
Pithing Needle, I
New Legend
like
looking at
for Kiki Jiki.
that's one option.
From Chris's sideboard, Supreme Verdict.
You have to
Tyrant
work out
Reinforcement.
if you are Mr. Reeves on the Naya COCO deck. You have to work out if you're trying to defeat the combo or burn your opponent out. And I think it's the burn your opponent out plan.
Yeah, I think
I think Spell Sight comes in. I think God Clan Ravager comes in.
I
Rampager
think
comes
the
in.
one Pithing Needle as an answer for Kiki Jiki seems fine because I don't see any way of Chris to be able to remove this
Pithing Needle.
Pithing Needle.
Wear Tear if he wants to board it in.
I doubt they'll be bringing in a Wear
I
Tear.
agree.
I am in the. I do think the blue white red twin, as Chris has called it, it is favoured in the matchup because of just the sheer amount of removal and the 4 electrolyze,
We saw
4
Chris's
path to
removal
exile,
engine in game.
4 lightning bolt.
We saw 4 electrolyze. We saw Chris's removal suite in round 1 just absolutely demolish the Melira pod combo or the Melira
Did end up
COCO.
winning.
And even though they ended up winning, I think that they only ended up winning because they drew the correct pieces of the combo, and the Naya deck just doesn't have access to that. It does, however, have access to things like Knight of the Reliquary and the 3-drop that costs us a 4/4 Square, Loxodon Smiter.
Loxodon Smiter, which
They're both immune to Lightning Bolt and immune to Lightning Helix and immune to Electrolyze.
and Loxodon
So-
Smiter is also immune to Remand.